Till you find your way back home.
And what's up, everybody? I'm back and we're going to do another video about the Arnold Classic. Everyone who's on YouTube and is in the fitness industry is putting out YouTube videos about their experience at the Arnold Classic, and I figured I'd follow in suit. Since Casey and I did go to the Arnold Classic, if you guys aren't up to date with my channel or are new to the channel, we did go and it was a lot of fun. So I want to just go over a survival guide that I made up in my head actually just recently. And I wanted to make this video just for someone who was like me before I went to my first Arnold Classic. I wasn't sure really what to bring, what to do, how to, even go about going to the Arnold Classic. So I made a little survival guide, 4 steps really, on how to survive the Arnold Classic. Number 1, bring a bag. Everyone who has a booth at the Arnold Classic will probably be giving out free samples of whatever they're advertising, whether it's protein pudding, protein shakes, pre-workout, protein bar, maybe stickers, things like that. They're all free samples, and to tell you the truth, you can't rely on your pockets or your hoodie pockets or anything smaller that you might have. If you have those cargo pants that have 17 packages on one leg, you might be able to survive with that. But if you're like me and you don't want to carry around a bunch of stuff in your pockets, bring a bag. That could be a drawstring bag, a duffel bag, a Nike bag with one strap, a backpack, anything like that. They do check the contents of your bags before you bring them in, so just know that's going to happen. So leave your AK-47s at home, but besides that, it's a great time, and make sure you bring a bag. Secondly, make sure to get fiber in your system pre-expo and post-expo if you go more than once in the whole weekend span of the Arnold Classic. Now, the reason I say this is because for the duration of the expo, and the expo runs from about 9 a.m. to about 5 p.m. And if you want to go ahead and go for the entire day, that's great, and that's the way to go in my opinion. But make sure you're getting fiber in your system. And I'll tell you why. Because like I said before, everyone has these protein supplements or pre-workout supplements, but you really don't want to take too many of those in the same day, as you can imagine. But with a protein, it's okay to take protein at more than once or twice or 3 times in a few hour period, especially from 9 to 5. You can take as many protein samples as you want, in my opinion. Pre-workout, not so much. But anyway, for the protein, it's gonna upset your stomach a little bit if you have a bunch of protein in your system and no fibrous carbs or no carbs at all, and little to no fat. So that's going to disrupt your digestive system, and you're not going to be feeling your best or feel as regular. And to be honest with you, you're going to have the protein farts or the protein shits, which is even worse. The next tip is going to be don't walk behind people for too long. And for that reason, I'm saying is from the previous tip, that everyone's going to be having the protein farts, and you don't want to be stuck behind people with protein farts because it's disgusting. It smells like that you're walking behind a herd of wildebeest in the African safari. It's just not good. Trust me on that one, guys. I don't really need to go further into that subject. The next tip I want to talk to you guys about is leave your ego at home. And the reason I'm saying this is because there's going to be people there who have worked out a lot longer than you. They're going to have a lot more muscle definition and bigger muscles than you, and you can't really do anything about that unless you hop on juice the next day. Okay, so the next part of this video that I'm going to go ahead and talk about is what I learned and what I was surprised with. And everyone, and the one I want to start out with is everyone was there for one main reason, is to sit and bask in the jacuzzi that is the fitness industry. And everyone was very helpful. Everyone was very willing to give their side of nutrition and give their story and recommend certain things to implement into my workout and other people's workout as well. It's not just me. And then the next tip's gonna be, don't be afraid or intimidated of famous YouTubers. Whenever I went for the first day, it was on Friday, and we got there pretty late because we couldn't find we couldn't find parking, and getting there was hard, and then our tickets weren't available to us, so it was very stressful. When I got there, I go to the Gymshark booth because it was one of the biggest ones there, and the Hodge twins are standing up there with their shirts off, looking jacked. And I've never seen the Hodge twins before this, and I only saw them on YouTube videos, and so I was like starstruck. I mean, it's like seeing a rock star for the first time, and they're only like about 10 yards away from you. You don't know what to do. And I'd have to admit, I was pretty intimidated, and I was scared, and I actually didn't get in line. And the reason was because, well, we got there and there was only about 3 hours left in the expo that day on Friday, and I was nervous. I had no other reason beside that, and that I was nervous. And I wish I'd go back and actually, take a picture with them, meet them, ask, certain questions with them, but it was a good time anyway. I mean, the next day I made up for it. And the reason is because everyone, like I said before, everyone is there for one main reason: to be in the fitness industry and be a part of it, because it's a great community. It's a great community from the angle that I look at it, and I have a very positive view about life and just in general. And when I look at the fitness industry, I see a lot of very positive things happening. Maybe I'm just naive, and maybe I'm just not in the loop. The next tip that I learned and was surprised about, not to the extent that I was beforehand, but afterwards got a little bit more surprised, was save up for this trip. You're gonna want to spend money. Make sure you have the money to do it. I know tickets were it was about $50, $54 and some odd change just to get there to the expo. Not including gas, not including hotel, not including other expenses to get there and everything like that. Traveling's expensive, guys, if you haven't already figured that out, but let me tell you, just going to the Arnold Classic and sleeping in a Motel 6, which was not the best idea, but I mean, you do what you can, it's expensive. So save up, because you're going to want to buy stuff at the expo. You're going to want to buy a t-shirt from whatever booth that you visit, and there's a lot of cool things there. So I got 2 t-shirts, and I'm glad that I decided to save up, but it was a very expensive trip. So just remember, guys, don't go in there thinking that your last paycheck's gonna pay for it, because whenever you get home, you're gonna have the same expenses and the same things that you're gonna have to be paying for anyway. So remember, save up for the trip. The next one that I'm gonna be telling you about is, don't be discouraged by everyone who has these huge, gigantic muscles. Don't think, oh crap, I'm never gonna get there. Look at that guy over there. He probably benches 315 for reps and has, I don't know, he's 6'4", whatever it is. I mean, I'm 5'8", and I don't bench 315, but I was happy to be there. It was a great experience because everyone was willing to talk to me. Everyone was having a great time there, and we're all there for the same reason, like I said, to just be in the fitness industry and to, I guess, share experience, share knowledge. And another thing is, talk to everyone you can. Don't be like me and be discouraged to meet the Hodge twins, because I was actually able to meet Christian Guzman the next day, and he was really, really nice. He was a really genuine guy, very humble, and I actually asked him a few questions, and he answered me honestly, and it was really cool meeting him. So like I said, guys, talk to everyone you can. The next and the last final tip is going to be, the lines are incredibly long there, and the Arnold Expo is the biggest expo in North America for fitness and everything. I mean, it's a huge facility, it's a huge expo, but they should probably expand it because there's so many people who want to be there and want to go there. The lines, depending on, well, all the lines basically where you're going to get the free stuff and the coolest things. So waiting in them is is worth it. I mean, in my opinion, but they're really long, and unless you really like being in lines, you're gonna be bumping into a lot of people, and you might not like it. I know Casey wasn't a huge fan of waiting in the long lines, especially for the ones that she didn't really care about, but I really wanted to meet the people, and so on. So that concludes this part of this video, guys. If you liked it and you learned something, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think, and remember, guys, always stay flexed. Shitty flex.
Until you find your way back home.